Hello there. This is an astrological forecast for Pisces for April of 2012. And this also applies if you have a Pisces ascendant. So, my dear Pisceans, Mercury in your sign retrograde only until the 4th of the month, so only another few days to go, because there may have been misunderstandings in communications. You may feel as though you've not been able to make up your mind about something, you're on the fence, you can't make up your mind. Don't take any action or do anything, particularly as far as anything written or contract or lease or new job or a new project. Don't do anything until after the 5th of the month. And preferably not until Mars goes direct. Mars has been retrograde since January in your 7th house of relationships and still retrograde until the 14th of this month. So for many of you, you may have felt as though you're moving forward in your relationships and then you're going backwards. And then you've got to burst forward, things are happening, and then all of a sudden nothing's happening again. Well, very important, Pisces, during this time that you've looked at what's important to you in a relationship. We've got Neptune in your sign opposite this Mars. So there's always that tendency, dear Pisceans, to sacrifice, to put the other person's needs before your own. This is really important while Mars is in that 7th house for you to make best use of it, and if necessary to seek counsel, to speak to somebody, to find a mentor to help you through any frustrations that you're going through in your one-to-one relationships. And this would be a love relationship, a work relationship, a friendship, all kinds of relationships. One-on-ones come into this whole aspect. Once Mars goes direct after the middle of the month, then things should start to move forward more easily. Careful you don't get into arguments, because Mars can be quite argumentative in that 7th house, because you want to assert yourself. You want to be in charge and get your needs met for a change. So that may be part of what's going on in the equation. We've got Sun Uranus for some of this month in your 2nd house. So possibility of some surprises financially. So it could be an incoming surprise or an outgoing surprise. I don't know, because Uranus is always a surprise. And the 3rd and 4th weeks of this month, we've got the Sun Jupiter in your 3rd house of learning. So this is a wonderful time for going back to school to study, for studying, for learning, for teaching, for networking, for writing. It's also a great time for connecting up with neighbours, with people around you, and people around you being very supportive, particularly the last couple of weeks of the month, some real opportunities. So try and get out and network, because it's very much in your favour during those last couple of weeks. We've got Venus in your 4th house this month. It's making a square to Neptune and a square to Mars in this first couple of weeks. So I would say if you do meet somebody, be very, very careful. Don't go in all trusting and opening your heart. Be careful. The Neptune means that you could be fooled by somebody, and the Mars square Venus, well, you could have a sexual attraction to somebody, but it may not be something that's long lasting. It could be just fleeting and then it's off again. So give yourself a chance to see how it goes, and maybe wait until the end of the month to see if anything looks like it's really going to happen from it. We've got a lot going on with your finances, still going to be up and down, but make sure if you're in any kind of joint arrangement that if you need to let go of it, or you need to make changes, or maybe you need to get out of it altogether. With Saturn opposite the Sun there, this will be a good time to actually extricate yourself from a complicated financial situation if you are indeed in one. Pluto in your 11th house, making that trine to your Sun in the 3rd. Boy, you could meet some interesting people this month, particularly the last week of the month. People who could be, who you could learn a lot from, who they could learn a lot from you, and also the potential for a deeply karmic, life-changing relationship to come into your life. So I would say to you, Pisces, get out there and be out there this month. This is not a month to be quietly sitting home. This is a month to be really out there more and being available to meet some very interesting people. We do have the waning square of Pluto to Uranus. It's particularly affecting you in your finances and in your friendships and people around you. It's a global change that we're going through. We know that we're going through huge political, economic, social change, and in some ways we're feeling like puppets, as though we don't have a whole lot of control in our lives. So Pisces, luckily you're mutable. You are able to go with the flow when you decide to, and you may have to do that particularly as far as your finances are concerned, and also as far as your friendships and the people around you and your support group are concerned. There may be some big changes about to happen in those particular areas. So I wish you a great month. You might want to sign up for my free newsletter, in which I keep you informed of all things astrological and financial and global, best I can. And whatever happens, I'd always be delighted to hear from you. So thank you very much for listening. Bye for now.